y'all, welcome back. Technivorous here. Today we are going to be fixing this. So we have everything set up the way that we want, and I'll be honest with you, so in order to do this generally we are going to need a database. That's not what this video is about, so we're going to simplify things a little bit. I will be incorporating a database into this setup eventually, so stay tuned if that's something that you'd like to see. But for now, we're going to set this up simply for one user and one user only, which means it's not going to check to see if there's already an account with that name. It's just going to create the account no matter what name we put in. Since there's only one account that we're dealing with at any given time until we build that database, it's not really going to have anything to compare it to, and there shouldn't be duplicate accounts. So let's jump right into this real quick, and I want to hit the play button because I want to show you what's going on here. So if I hit play, it's going to bring me up to this menu where I should be able to select each of these text boxes and type something in. The important thing that we need to remember here is that the password is something that we are not going to have access to. That is for the user only. That's why there is a warning saying we're unable to retrieve your password if lost. So write it down somewhere safe and be sure to check the capitalization and spelling. Excuse me. Okay, so here we are. So now I can enter my text. Let's make that be my name. And for an account password, let's do ftest, all lowercase, okay? And we need to type the same thing in the second box. Now this isn't set up to do anything. We're going to set up that logic now. We need to check before we register this account that both of these passwords are the same. If they're not the same, we need to point that out. We need to erase these text boxes and have them start over to ensure that they are typing the same thing and that it is not something that they don't think that it is. Because when this is said and done, this text box is going to be hidden. You're not going to actually be able to see this. It's just going to be asterisks, because we can set this text box to be something that is you can see content type password. So you can see it's changed to asterisks. Okay, we actually need to do that with the other pass field as well. But we are going to leave it for now because we want to be able to see what we're doing. So pass field, change that back to content type standard so we can see what we're doing, and then we're actually just going to stop and not hit the play button. We need to get a hold of our script that is in here. So let's go to let's see, register scene. Okay, so this is basically just loading a scene. That's all this does. We want to take and get a couple of variables, and we're actually going to do that in here. So the strong password here is going to be our password, and when it's all said and done, we'll make these so they're not public. And we're storing this in the wallet because the wallet will persist. This will stay in here, and that's what we want for now. Okay, this will eventually get moved for security reasons, but for now, this is going to work out well. So let's say create account. Okay, so it's not going to return anything. It's just going to create an account, and in here we want to call our create account method. We can actually remove this from here now, and we don't want to get a balance just yet. We'll use this later. So we're not doing that in on start. What we're gonna do is let's see. So when we click create account, we want to set our variables here. So wallet strong password repassword. So strong password. We need to go into Unity. Grab the name field. Name field. Pass field. Repass field. Okay, so name field, pass field, repass field, repass field. Okay, so strong password equals game object dot tag. Oh, we need the big one. Find game object with tag. Pass field dot get component, and that component is we want the input field. We need to get Unity engine.ui. Text. Okay, so we are setting a strong password equal to the value of this. We're going to do this again, except with repass field, and we also need public string username. Make sure I get the right tag. Name field. Okay, so now I have these items. Okay, so instead of strong password, I'm gonna okay, so I'm passing strong password. Not passing an address because it doesn't have one yet. It's going to create an account. Let's see. Just print the address. Okay, so we're going to print the address of our newly created account. What we need to do is first check that strong password equals repassword. And then we can run this routine. Else your passwords do not match. Okay. So that is still not quite everything that we need to do. We need to make sure that those buttons work properly to do to call this method to create an account. So what we need to do is go back into here It's going to compile again. We need to go and change that button from running off of this register scene method to the account F and making it create an account. It's going to throw an error down in our debug console if those passwords don't match. That's the only thing we've set to check for yet. So, scene, where's this button at here? Register button. Subtract that, add new object, scene, account F, and create an account. Okay, so this should work. I'm going to go in and take this scene management line and actually start a new scene after we do that as well, but not just yet. So if the password works, then we'll start a new scene and then we'll create the account. So save that. We will see what we get here. First, we're going to make it fail. Create account. Your passwords do not match. It does not go any further. Okay, so let's make it match. I'm not getting any errors. It should be loading, but it's not. So error at update. Let's try it without changing scenes right there, because I think I might have created a little bit of a loop we didn't want there. So let's try this again. We're going to create a UI pop-up that pops up and says passwords do not match, so it doesn't just show up down there. Right now, let's do play, and it did finally create it. It was just having issues between changing scenes, so we should see this instead of anything else. That doesn't matter. Ho ho. Ho ho. Create account. It is just taking a minute, so we're going to let it run, see what's going on here, and see if we can speed this process up at all. But it did go through, it did work. Now would be a good time to load the next scene, and I would still have all of my data persistent with this here. So let's do that right now one more time, and then we will finish out this video. So once it's done that, then we'll load a new scene. So let's would be better if it would load that scene while we were waiting, but we'll get to that as well. So okay, so account name, account password. Don't know why it's not clearing these, but let's get that error again. Okay, passwords do not match. Create account. And this time obviously it'll work. It'll take its time. Hopefully after it pops up this display here, it should move to the next scene. And in that scene, in the next video, we're actually going to display our ether balance in the corner and make a button for retrieving it. We don't want it to update constantly because that asks too much. Yep, here we are in the next scene. We have our account. It has our username and our passwords. logged in and stored. So that's it for this video, guys. This is really getting down to where we're going to be using some new methods soon for sending and receiving cryptocurrency, and I will show you what exactly that is useful for. So speaking of sending and receiving cryptocurrency, I have a couple of addresses down below. If you'd like to send me some Bitcoin or some Ether, please do. All donations are appreciated, anything from a Gwei to a Satoshi. I don't expect much, but if you like these videos, you'd like to see them continue, donations are always welcome, because obviously nobody's doing this for free. So we'll move on to the next one real shortly here, but for now, hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you can get notified when we make more videos. Now, I do have a whole playlist planned for the whole development of this game, and hopefully you guys are interested in staying tuned. So that's going to be it. Technivorous out.